So, Dato' Alimin, thank you so much for accepting this invitation for an interview.
My honor.
You know, we know that right now you are the senior trustee at Pusat Yayasan. Yeah, you know, a position with much influence in the society. But you have another life that's, you know, positions with a lot of power. You know, you were the permanent secretary at the Ministry of Defense, Permsec at you know, the Prime Minister's office, CEO at Petroleum Brunei, as well as the chairman of Royal Brunei. Yeah. So let us know, what are those accolades and those experiences? What do they make you?
They're not prizes. They're not accolades. I don't know whether they're accolades, but anyway, I begin my life wanting to be a teacher. Simple. Just a teacher.
Wanting to be a teacher?
Yes, just a teacher, a secondary school teacher. And that was even back when I was in Form 3, Form 2, Form 3, early secondary. And wanting to be a teacher because I feel there's a lot of things I can contribute. And apart from the fact also that my uncles, who are my mentors basically, these are the people who give me the inspiration and everything, and they guide me. They were teachers.
Oh, they were all teachers?
They were teachers.
Okay.
Essentially, most of them are teachers. My father was illiterate. He was not educated. Okay. He was only educated in the Quran and Jawi and all this. That's why my uncles have become my mentor. That's why I feel very strongly and I was pleased actually when I graduated. I was able to teach in SOAS, Sultan Mahmud Saifuddin College, and I was there for about 1 year.
And what do you teach, Dato'?
Geography and history.
And why do you like teaching so much?
Something to give to the ministers.
So it's about giving, is it?
About giving.
You're a giver.
Yeah.
But it's I mean, from a teacher to a CEO of Petroleum Brunei, I mean, they are totally two different spectrums.
Oh no, it's not different.
It's no different?
I don't think they are that much different. I mean, the time when you're a teacher, you do practically, you know, guide them. But when you are CEO, there's different guidings that you are doing, because you know, in that way, perhaps you're guiding the policy. You're guiding people to do certain things. There are things which is not altogether teaching, though. But that's very wrong if you take it that way. But there is a lot of teaching, even at that time, and you bring yourself to also being. You don't start showing you know, that you are CEO and you are more a teacher rather than a CEO. Okay. So you know, that's that, and a lot of people appreciate that actually better than perhaps if you confront them as a CEO. But of course, not everybody is taking it that way. You know, I mean, the world is full of complexity. People have got their own agenda. Then that is different. I mean, that's not something that my agenda is straightforward. No, I'm to him in whatever it is. At the end of the day, if I can be a better person than before, than myself, then I would love that.
So you're accountable to the higher being, your faith, your God.
Yes. Yes.
But let's steer you back to where you were. You know, how does a teacher go on to such a powerful figure in the society?
Okay, I was a teacher with SOAS, and then come back, went for my diploma in Newcastle upon Tyne University. That was 74. I came back with the diploma. What they call the PGCE at that time as well already. I was supposed to be teaching actually in the Sixth Form Center. Sixth Form Center was what is now the science school. That means that I have to be teaching in Malay, and in English. Okay. Sixth Form Geography. I was not educated in Malay. I feel very terrible actually the time when I was asked to do this, and I was complaining to them. I said, come on, guy, you know, my Malay was really kampong Malay. Why is it that you were? They were really trying to, really force me to go to teach to teach.
So do you step up to it?
Well, with a lot of pressure from their side, they were saying to me, "Are you a Malay or are you not a Malay?"
Sure.
Of course, I'm a Malay. But it's just the question that I have a trend in Malay, and I don't even know a lot. Not just a lot of words. I don't even know words in geography in Malay.
Sure. There's a lot of terminology.
That's right. They should. You know, the funny thing, they came back saying, "There you are. The terminology is here."
Wow.
It's up to you to prepare yourself.
So you have to fast track yourself very quickly.
You have to. Well, I mean, if come under pressure, it has to be done. Then I told myself, okay, let's try this. I know I mean, I warned them of the consequence. Actually, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm talking half Malay, half English in a Malay class. I did all the preparation for 3 months, and then by stroke of luck, the principal, now the Minister of Education, P.N. Bakar. He was that Cikgu Bakar at that time.
Sure.
He was transferred. He has just been appointed one day as a principal of Maktab Science, Maktab Edukasi Bergan Sultan. So he was transferred, and I was told to come in. So
all the preparations
is gone to nothing. And as I told them, come on, they were saying, condescendingly, they saying, forget that. Now you have to be the principal of Maktab Edukasi Bergan Sultan, Maktab Melayu, the Malay College. So I said, I come to that point now. I have no defense anymore, and they were saying. Actually, I did complain. I said to these people, you have this situation.
I understand that.
So they come back saying, I said I shouldn't. I don't want to be the principal. I just want to be teaching, because you have already told me to teach. So I'm ready to teach. No, we want you to be the principal of the Malay College. Oh, I said, goodness me. And at the end of the day, I said, no, I have not been trained to be a principal either.
Sure.
So they came back saying, no one in the world, no principal in the world is ever trained to be principal.
That's interesting.
There's no training actually. It's true.
So what were the challenges that you faced when you were being thrown into deep water?
You start getting back to management. So the issue of management is there, forced on you actually.
Sure.
When you are brought into, or you are being forced to a situation to serve as the principal,
step up to it.
You have to step to it.
Okay. How old were you then, Dato?
That was 74. 74. 27.
And were there a lot of teachers older than you?
Oh yeah, much older.
So how do you establish respect right away? Because leadership is not respect.
It's not difficult. I don't think that is not. It's not. I don't want to say it's completely easy. It's not. It's the way you carry yourself. And then they know me. They know that I have this I got this English background.
Sure.
And I have to be talking in Malay to the school.
Yep.
They know that this has to be done. And I was talking in the assembly in both in Malay and in English.
Okay.
And I said, and I'm making no apology to this, for this purpose. I don't want to make apologies to anybody actually, because they know that I come back from the English.
So you come you come with a package, yeah, and
you have to develop the package.
Sure.
You have to develop. I mean, in the school, even as a teacher, you really begin to know what management of school is like.
And how long were you a principal for?
I was there for 2 months.
And what happened?
And then they moved me to SOAS.
Okay.
They want me to be a principal of SOAS.
Okay.
take over from the expatriates principal.
Okay.
So
Was it more of a challenge, do you think?
it was all this very challenging.
How long were you there?
I was there for about 1 year and 3 months as well.
So very short stint.
Very short.
You're
I
constantly
think
living in change.
this is the thing. It gives me the impression, even at that time, that there's something else that these people are looking forward to.
So
it's not,
are you saying that somewhere in the government people already has a plan for you in your career?
I think so. I have that impression.
Okay.
Because I said, because even when I was in SOAS for about less than 3 months.
Sure.
I was there in 75, 74.
Sure.
August, September, around that time. And by December, they're already saying, we want you to be in the Sixth Form Center.
So in hindsight, it's a bit like a management trainee program for the PERMSEC, isn't it?
You can say that. That's a good way of saying it. But I didn't say it that way before. Actually, no. It was.
But from education to Ministry of Defence, again, totally different spectrum. Dato', let's switch topic a little bit. We both know that the international oil prices, has not been good. Yeah, it's gone down to what, 50?
50, 60 something.
Yeah, 50, 60. And let's put on your Petroleum Brunei CEO hat right now. Yeah, what would Dato' Alimin do in today's situation? What kind of leadership do we need, or what kind of areas of attention do we need to pay for, to overcome this so-called crisis?
Well, in all respects, I mean, the normal thing would be to go back. I mean, to make sure that the thing with management is try to make sure you have a balanced book. Try to. So that's where the driving point is. But the thing, how you do it, that's another thing. I mean, where are the most affected area in respect of the most effective area, I believe, would be in the marginal field. There are things, the projects actually that you may have already sign on in coming, because what brings the high price, what would be the thing that drive the high price in the industry. People will take gambles on the marginal field, and where it is more expensive, and they expect that because the oil price is so much, they should be able to have a fair return at the end of the day. That part I don't think we are there yet. Actually, we are not in that position actually yet.
But shall Brunei be concerned at all? Let's leave Petroleum Brunei aside, yeah.
Of course, you're concerned.
What should we be doing?
At the end, in the present situation as such, I mean, you earn about 100 over barrel per day.
Yep, your income slashed into half. Yeah. And
what happened to all the social projects and that you have economic projects that you have to undertake? You have undertaken some part of the project that may already be halfway through. And I mean, people start speculating about the bridge to, not talking about the bridge to Sungai Kebun, but the bridge to Temburong. Or perhaps even nearer home, the development in Pulau Muara Besar. Where are we? I mean, I don't know.
So if you get a phone call, from up there and say, hey, what would Dato' Alimin do? What should we be concerned about, and what's our plan?
I have to be brief exactly where our
so we have to face the reality instead.
We have to. We have to face the reality, and going forward, how we could reduce the impact of the down.
So are we looking at what spending
more? Cuts. You see, we have garnered quite a lot of asset over the years, from especially the time when we have very high oil price. And we have been prudent in that sense. I've been prudent as much as we can in respect in keeping things for the rainy days. It doesn't stop from coming down, but it does stop the hemorrhage that may suffer as a result. That's good enough for the while.
Another point that I have to make is, the name of the game is diversification, right? What else can we do aside from being reliant on oil and gas? What's your thought on this very big word, diversification, for Brunei?
I think in the first place I must humble myself the fact that there may be better brains in the government on that issue. I mean, the diversification is not easy to achieve. Easy to achieve. But you go back to all the Middle Eastern oil-producing countries. They have the same problem.
Right.
They have the same problem. Diversification is not something that is easy to come by. The dominant position of oil in the economy, and more likely that the policy may be a lot more broadening the use and the application of oil for the economy. A lot of this is being now looked into. I mean, we have, in fact, if I may say that you have methanol now in BMC. Brunei Methanol Company.
Yeah.
If I may say humbly as well, we began the negotiation. We talked that over in the board when I was the CEO of Petroleum Brunei.
Sure.
And it come to that point when we recommend two major industry. The first one is methanol,
yes.
where we talked with the larger part of that will be with the Japanese interests. And we have also another proposal which we recommend to the government, which was ammonia and urea industry. But I think the government want to put that on the back burner for this while.
So the key is to keep on identifying new industry while we still have the reserve.
A lot
and
of that
ability
already
to do so.
May have begun actually, because methanol can be a derivative for a lot of things, a lot of things in the world. If you begin to do that here, some part of that derivatives manufacturing, you will be, I believe they have 300 people, over 300 people working for BMC. You can easily triple that for all the other industries. But you have to begin to develop the capacity of the people. And that is the big thing. It's not a short-term thing. I don't believe in this short-term speculative gains and all that.
The investment goes back to developing people.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Regardless what industry.
Regardless what industry. Regardless what industry. At the end of the day, the world is your oyster. If it's not applicable here, it's applicable somewhere else. And it is your people.
Yeah. I'm so curious about your life journey. I mean, as we're talking about just now, you owe the community a book, that we can learn from your hindsight, really, Dato'. So what happened?
It's not written.
It's not written. Hopefully it's properly documented.
It's not written IOU. No,
it's a good story to learn for people of the next generation, sincerely. So
yeah, but you're talking about, this is why I don't want to be prescriptive. This is exactly why. I was born in different sort of time.
Sure.
Like time zone, and you can't say you can do it again. You can't. You can't. There's no way you can go through the way that I went through. Not many people perhaps appreciate the fact that you went through so much. this is why my respect for my partner. You know, this is why. I mean, in the end of the day,
it's not a one person's journey, yeah?
Yes, it's not one person's journey. No, that's right. The whole family come in. The whole family come in into this. And how I was not able to, not just perhaps, no, you did look after them. Well, I mean, I tried to be there as father and be there with time. But they're obviously, there's only 24 hours a day.
From young, you were a workaholic?
Well, I was made, not I was made. It was,
you're wired that way, your gene. You're wired to work hard because there's huge responsibility bestowed on you, and there's no other way.
It's a self thing actually. It's not anybody
sure
wanting you to. There wasn't anything like that, and it was just you wanting to make it happen.
When people give you a task, you want it done.
Well, I feel it is, once you have been given a trust, and trust is the most difficult thing to do, and you want to be able to level up to that task and to the trust, because I feel it's not good being given a trust and you're not able to do it. If you are not able to do it, you must well tell so. You're not up to date. But
so looking back, Dato', do you think you were happy with your career? You know, you were being shuffled or being pushed around into different positions, right? So in hindsight, right now, you know, do you think that those are happy moments?
Very interesting question.
Yes, Dato'.
Very interesting question. The time when I was not able to be a teacher, because that's what I want to be. The time I was not able to be a teacher, and they said, you become principal, you do this, you do that. It gave me the fundamental psyche, I would say, in what is it that, at the end of the day, you should do in order to be able to make success of the thing that you are trusted to do. You're not talking about doing things you love anymore, but to love doing things
that's being given to you. Which is more important, Dato'?
Well, the thing is, the world is not made of me, myself only. So in the end of the day, there are people who judge for you for whatever their agenda is. It's not something that I depend on a lot of people from the career development that I've gone through. I mean, that's the thing.
So it's not just for your own pleasure, huh?
No,
it's a bigger accountability to the outside world.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's getting to love of the thing that you asked to do. To love them, not just to love them, obviously, to be able to fulfill all the requirements that the needs for that. I mean, you are no longer the person you want to be. You are no longer a teacher here. But you can't take that off you.
So once you're a teacher, you're always
a teacher. You're a teacher. I mean, that's the thing. That's the psyche that I brought myself through all this career. I'm not just a teacher. They cannot take that away from me. They cannot take that away from me. I'm not going to be anything else but a teacher. But then I'm a teacher plus. Okay.
So what I'm learning from you, Dato', is a great leader is a great teacher too. Because great leaders are great developers of people. And you need to be a great teacher to be a developer.
You do have to be empathic in that sense. Of the need for a lot of things beyond your vision. That's the thing, and that's the thing that you have to accommodate yourself, accommodate the other people's vision as well. The societal vision that you're talking about, the vision of the higher up. I mean the government perhaps, or those people who present the government.
Sure.
So in this thing come to you. Is it important to you to be a teacher, continue to be a teacher? Yes, it is important. They cannot, as I said, they cannot take that away. But the thing is, the same thing, You cannot take them away from the thing that they have this in their mind. They want to be you to be something else.
Sure.
So something, whatever it is, to fulfilling the state requirement, fulfilling the requirement of the society as such, fulfilling the you yourself to your family, fulfilling your role in the family. So
right.
all these things coming into you. At the end of the day, they cannot. Nobody is taking that away from you.
So, Dato', what do you think are the qualities that make a good leader? Is there anyone that you think of when you think of great leaders?
Great leaders do give themselves to the community. I mean, there are no leaders otherwise without. I mean, the community must be one that they serve. I mean, at the end of the day, it is because of the community that we become whatever it is we are. I mean, whatever
servant
we do.
leadership kind of mentality.
We have to be. A leader must have the tenacity to pull through. And I know it's very hard to. I mean, you come back to issue of popularity. I don't have that. I mean, I don't feel that is. It may be temporarily. It may be useful. May be useful to connect that with a lot of other things. But in itself, I don't think that would be the case.
End to itself.
The end to itself. No, I don't think so.
That's a very interesting question. Yeah, I mean, we know that we have a very benevolent king, His Majesty, and you have the privilege of direct access to him. What are some of the things that you learn from His Majesty?
Timing. His timing. I mean, he's never late. One thing, he's never late on his appointment.
Wow.
Never. Never, not even 1 second late. If he can, never. Never. No, if you work with him, you have to be there. They've been telling us all this while. Make sure you be there. If possible, even 1 hour before that.
Wow.
So, but he's there.
And punctuality speaks a lot. The underlying understanding of punctuality is about respect as well. He respect. And I mean, he's like the top guy in Brunei, and if he respects your time and be punctual, that means that there's something about humility in this leader that we can all learn from.
And bear that in mind with all the function that you see happening in Brunei.
Yeah.
Not even once.
We've come one full circle here from the start of our conversation, which is your role at Pusat Ehsan. Yeah. From your CV, what I've seen is you have, 1.0, 2.0. 1.0 is the life of a powerful man with great title. 2.0 is a life of a man with great significance and great testimony in helping the weak, in defending the poor, in the things that you do for people that are less privileged. Let's end this with your thought on Pusat Ehsan and your ambition and your vision for it. What would you like Pusat Ehsan to be?
I would like Pusat Ehsan to be another center of excellence for all the programs that we offer. Those programs include the program for learning, education for the disabled, the vocational programs that we offer, and the rehabilitation program we offer to the kids. So, a center of excellence which Brunei can be proud of.
Beautifully said, Dato'.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the privilege to talk to you and learn from your experience.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.